Hi, it's Fanny of Living with You on a Budget, and today we're making cheesecake in the Instant Pot. I've been wanting to make cheesecake in the Instant Pot for a while. I've made cheesecakes, a lot of cheesecakes, just the old-fashioned way in the oven, and with the Instant Pot, the cheesecake just is very moist. Things to keep in mind about cheesecake is that it's a long process, so you're going to want to have someone watch your kids, and you're going to block out some time. I felt like the hardest thing about making cheesecake is that you have to wait and you have to fridge it for at least 4 hours before you can eat it.
Also, my cheesecake turned out a little dented on top and imperfect. This is real life, folks, and it happens. It's just cosmetic, so don't freak out. I'll show you what to do if this happens to you.
So are you excited? Let's get started.
The first thing we're going to do is lay out the ingredients so that they can come to room temperature. So I set up the sour cream, the cream cheese, and the eggs. So while I'm waiting for these ingredients to come to room temperature, I'm going to start making the crust. The recipe calls for 10 of these, 10 graham cracker pieces. I'm going to be dangerous and just do 9 because there's only 9 in one pack. And let's see how it turns out. And I'm going to crush it with a rolling pin. I have to say it was hard to keep these graham crackers in stock because my kids kept eating it. Every time I bought it, I would say, save me a pack of graham crackers and one slice, like have 10. They kept eating it, so it was really hard for me to get to make this cheesecake because my kids kept eating up the graham crackers and I didn't have all the ingredients I needed. So note to self, always have graham crackers for the kids and one hidden away so that I can make the cheesecake. I have to say this works pretty well. You can use a food processor, but I didn't want to take out my food processor and clean it. I think this is easier. Let's turn the other side and check it out. Wow, looks great. Next we're going to put this into a small mixing bowl. Add in a pinch of sea salt. I'm going to put in 2 teaspoons of brown sugar. I'm going to mix this. Now we're going to add in 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter, and that's half a stick. And keep mixing this until this forms a crust. Now it's starting to stick, and it's not going to be really sticky like doughy. It's just going to be like this, and that's how it is, so don't freak out. We're going to put it into the springform pan, and I've lined the springform pan already with parchment paper so that it'll come out easier. And you don't need to put butter around it, just put parchment paper. I have to say, this looks like a lot of graham crackers. I don't think you really need like 10 graham crackers. I mean, 9 looks like it's enough. And now I'm going to press this into the pan to make it nice and tight and even as I can. And it's ready to go in the freezer. Now we're going to make the cheesecake batter. First we're going to do the sugar mixture. Just 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 2 pinches of sea salt, 2/3 cup of white sugar. I have turbinado sugar. We'll see how that turns out. So now we set this aside. We're going to make the cheesecake batter now by adding the cream cheese. This is 16 ounces of cream cheese, so 2 packs. I'm going to mix it on low, 10 seconds. So now we're going to add in half the sugar mixture. 30 seconds. scrape down the sides in between each time you add a new ingredient. Now I'm going to add in the rest of the sugar mixture. Now I wished I used white sugar. I don't have white sugar though, because now it's going to be a brown cheesecake. But you know what? My kids will still eat it. So we're going to mix it again for 20-30 seconds. Now we're going to add in half a cup of sour cream and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Now we're going to add the eggs one at a time. I'm going to scrape down the sides and just make sure everything's mixed well. And we're going to pour it into the springform pan. I'm so excited. It's almost done. Almost time to start cooking. Now we're ready to pour the batter into the pan. We're almost there. So now we're going to tap it. Air bubbles out. So now we're ready to put the cheesecake into the Instant Pot. I have my trivet in and pour in 1 cup of water. And we're going to put this in with a foil sling. Make sure the foil is long enough to go up the sides of the cheesecake, of the springform pan, so you can lift it out later. I made the mistake of making it too short earlier. So we're going to fold this in so it doesn't touch the sides. I'm going to set to sealing. Now we're ready to cook the cheesecake. It says to do 26 minutes on high pressure, but since I have a 6-inch pan, I'm supposed to add 5 more minutes, so I'll do 31 minutes. So the cheesecake has finished cooking, and I let it do a natural release. The pin is dropped, so we're going to open up and see how it went. I have to admit, I'm a little nervous. Ooh. Oh, there's a big crack in the middle. I'm going to dab the water with some paper towel. So we're going to take the cheesecake out with the sling. We're going to let it cool for 15 to 20 minutes, and then we're going to loosen the cheesecake. Now we're going to loosen the pan with a knife. Or loosen the parchment from the sides. I decided to add a sour cream layer, so this is half a cup of sour cream and 2 teaspoons of sugar. The turbinado sugar that I have, it kind of gives it color, so I wish I had white sugar. But this is what I have, so whisk this together, and we're gonna top it. Just because I have that dent on top, I'm not really happy with the dent. This is very easy to make, and it's gonna give it the tangy taste, and also it's gonna cover the top of my cheesecake. Okay, now we're gonna put this on. I'm supposed to put it on when it's hot, but I'm gonna let it finish cooling off, and then I'm gonna put it in the fridge. So I managed to fridge this overnight and not eat it. That was the hardest part. And now I took it out of the fridge. It's the next day, and we're gonna try it. I can't wait to try it. I just you can see that the cheesecake has separated from the sides already, and I put it onto a jar so that I can release it. There you go. Here's my cheesecake. I'll put it onto a pedestal. Here's my cheesecake. I feel like the parchment paper wrinkled up the sides, so next time I'm not going to use it. I am going to slice into the cheesecake. I really can't wait to try it. It's been such a long process to make this. Look at this, thick and dense. I've left the parchment in there, so. I've made two kids here.
Hi.
We're gonna try the cheesecake together. So. It's so moist and really good. That's the difference between Instant Pot cheesecake and the ones you bake in the oven. What do you think?
I like the crust because it tastes like graham cracker actually, and it's so moist and creamy.
It's really good.
How did you even make this?
How did I make it? In Instant Pot. If you like this video, please click thumbs up and subscribe. See you next time.
Bye.
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 You like it?